What's going on, everyone? It's Gordy here from the Break Evens, giving you another FPL video. Gameweek 11 done. There's a international break, I believe, till the 23rd. So that is 11 days, so just under 2 weeks. So this is going to be a quick one. Basically, I'm just going to go through how my team went, go have a look at the Break Evens League, and then look into potential transfers that I'm looking for in Game Week 12, and maybe talk about a bit of a wild card, not for myself, but for you guys out there who haven't wildcard yet and might be looking to. So, yeah, it should be a short and sharp one, and then another one will come out just before Game Week 12. So, before we get into that, make sure you've hit me up on Twitter at BreakEvensPod, on Facebook, The Break Evens, and over here on YouTube, of course, The Break Evens. So make sure you like, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff on those 3 social media platforms. So, nice and simple. Just before I get into it, last thing, I said last week that the BBL league code will be posted. I had a pretty busy weekend, so it'll be posted this weekend, most likely on the Saturday around 7 p.m. So make sure you look out for that, because I know a lot of people are Big Bash fans that watch these videos. So keep your eyes peeled for that, and I'll probably do an updated team for BBL. So, right, that's all done. Let's get into how my team scored last week, and I'm pretty happy with how it went. Here we have it. As you can see, 77 was very happy. The average was only 49, so well above there. I jumped about 900,000 ranks, just out of the top 1 mil. Very happy there. And I used 2 transfers last week, so I only have the 1 this week, or well, for this next game week. Anyway, because as I said, international break. So I'll talk about the transfers in a second, but let's quickly just go through the team, starting with Edison in the goalkeeper position. Only a 1-pointer defensively. Lost 4 games in a row, which is very much unheard of, especially under Pep. So Edison, 90 minutes played, no clean sheet, only the 2 saves, so can even get an extra point, because I'm pretty sure every 3 saves is a point, I believe. So was it every 2, maybe the 2 goals wiped out his 90 minutes and he got 1 for the saves. I'm not 100% sure on how that worked, but only the 1 pointer, disappointing. And Spurs and Liverpool in the next 2, and that defense makes things a little bit harder for Edison as an option. So apologies. So he might be looking to move on potentially. We'll move to the defense, and we'll start with 8-Naughty with a 6-pointer. 90 minutes played, no goals or assists, but he did get that clean sheet, which helped a lot. I'm trying to figure out, how did he get those clean sheets? 90 minutes, about those points. So 90 minutes is 2 clean. I thought a clean sheet was only 3. Maybe it's more. Well, if it's 4 points for a clean sheet, then that makes sense. But nevertheless, I am taking the 6 points. Thank you very much. Actually, if I go into, no, you can't go into last week's points. Can you? No. All good, but very happy with the 6 points. Trent Alexander-Arnold, potential hamstring injury, says 50% chance of playing. That's only because of the 2-week break. He has withdrawn from the England squad. And with Southampton up next, in Game Week 12, you'd hope that he would be back. He only played the 24 minutes. Didn't really get a chance to get into the game, so that's his 1 point, but I will talk about Trent very, very soon. And lastly was Pedro Porro with a 4-pointer. A 2-1 loss against Ipswich was a surprise, but he played 90 and got an assist. No bonus points, and obviously 2 goals conceded, so no clean sheet points. but 4 points, especially for someone who was on my bench. Very happy, and he finally returned after a pretty crap run. So, and I'd like to point out, this is roughly where I picked him up. So, hasn't been great, but happy with the defense apart from Trent, who did do his hammy. All right, let's go into the midfield, and we'll go Brian Mbeumo up first. A 3-2 win, 90 minutes played, 1 assist, no clean sheets, obviously, and no bonus points. So just the 5 points for Brian Mbeumo. Points are good. You know, if you're going to get an assist or a goal, you're probably looking at the 5 points, especially if there's no clean sheet there. So I'm pretty happy against Bournemouth, who are half decent defensively. Everton and Leicester next to looking pretty handy. We'll go to my captain, Mo Salah, who I brought in. 2-0 win over Villa. He played 90, got a goal, got an assist, got the clean sheet, and 3 bonus points for those 14 points. And its captain, obviously, that is 28. He's just been Mr. Consistent. Southampton are up next. And then you got City, who are looking shaky defensively. Newcastle always shaky. Yeah, it's a good run if you're Mo Salah and a Liverpool fan. So very happy with my captain choice. Cole Palmer, 1-1 draw against Arsenal. So only the 90 minutes played, no bonus points, and obviously no clean sheet. Weren't expecting a huge haul from Palmer. And yeah, 2 points was pretty safe, but you had to play him on field over my bench guys just because he's on pens, he's on free kicks. So if he gets one of those, it's potential he could score even against one of the best sides in the league. So 2 points, a down week, but we've got Leicester up next in 2 weeks. And I believe he also withdrew from the England squad. So he could rest himself a little bit and should be all good for that Leicester game week, which is very handy. Emil Smith-Rowe, an 11-pointer, 2-0 win against Crystal Palace. He scored. He got the clean sheet and 3 bonus points. He was not supposed to be on field for me, but I did it last second due to a few things, which I'll get to in a moment when we head to the bench. But I'm glad I had him on field because 11 points is beautiful. And Wolves up next after a quick break is very handy, and you should be ready to go there. And then we move to the forwards. Matheus Cunha, 2-0 win, 1 goal, 1 assist in 89 minutes. Clean sheet, does not matter, and 3 bonus points. Got rid of Haaland for this bloke, and he went bang with a 12. Obviously, those with Haaland, he scored 6. So I got double the amount for more than half of the price. So happy there. Fulham, he could definitely score there. And then Bournemouth and Everton are looking good. Raul Jimenez, 2-0 win, 74 minutes played, 1 assist and a clean sheet, but that does not matter. 5-pointer, happy. He finally returned for me. I got him here. He's gone 2-2-5. Definitely taking that, especially because my vice captain, luckily Salah, played, was Dominic Solanke. 2-1 loss, 90 minutes played. He had a potential shot for goal, but no bonus points. So City up next. And you got Fulham, Bournemouth, Chelsea. It's a bit of an up and down run. He hasn't been in the greatest of form. So it's 2-4. So he's only scored 4 goals and assisted 2 for the season in 11 games from the number 1 striker. It's a bit worrying. So yeah, definitely one potentially on the chopping block, I feel. So that was my on field. And then on the bench, Rico Lewis, Aina, and Rogers. We'll start with Rogers. Played Liverpool 2-0 loss. I didn't think he would haul, so that's why he was benched. I think that's fair enough. And Crystal Palace coming up, I think is a good chance to score there. Aina, who scored 15 last week on the bench, up against Newcastle. I had a feeling Porro was going to return. And, Forest have been doing so well. They were due for a bad game. So I was glad that I benched him for Porro. And then it comes to Rico Lewis. 2-1 loss, 90 minutes played, 2 goals conceded, and a yellow card. That's why he scored the 0. So my reasoning for benching Lewis, because I originally had him on field because I thought it was a decent fixture for Man City, was there's rumors that he was only 33% of a chance to start. And I sort of went, okay, I want to put Porro on for Rodgers just because of the matchup. Cool. But then I had Lewis and like, if he's not going to start, he's going to blank. I need to bring someone in. And I was like, well, Rodgers, definitely no. Aina, it's a 50-50. Forrest have been playing well. He returned last week. Is he going to do that again? Probably not. And I looked at Smith Rowe and I went against Crystal Palace. They're not great defensively. There's a chance he could do something. So I sort of rolled the dice there and it paid off because Lewis scored 0 and Smith Rowe scored 11. So I was pretty happy with how that, pardon me, so I'm a little bit sick with how that panned out. So let's look towards transfers quickly for game week 12. Yes, there's an 11-day break, so nothing is cement. We don't know what's going to happen with Trent, so let's wait and see there. Obviously, anyone else could get injured through the international break. So just my early thoughts is I'm actually going to look to get rid of Dominic Solanke and Edison. So my thoughts behind Edison is I don't want to double up on a Man City defense at the moment. We know Rodri's out. He did come out today and say that he's looking to return hopefully this season. Won't be till the end. So that back line of Man City might be a bit up and down. Ruben Diaz or Dash was out last week. I think that's what saved Lewis and what the reason why he started. They've just been looking really shaky and their run isn't as easy. So I don't want to double up there. I want to at least have one. So he's going to go, and I think it's pretty obvious who's going to come in if we go via price, and it will be David Raya. Obviously, 8, 10, 9, 4 are all great scores. When you got, 2, 1, 2, 1, 0, 3, 2. Not great, but they do have this run of fixtures, and I think Arsenal, it's just going to click, and that defensive is going to be so hard to score against. If we look at recent results, so one scored there, 1 scored there, 2 scored there, 2 scored there, 1, 2, 2, 0, 1, 0, 0. So they've just had a patch where they have just conceded, but that will turn around at some stage. And when that does, I like the Arsenal defense over the Man City defense. So David Raya will come in. I'll just put that there. I'm not going to confirm this because, as I said, anything good could happen. So I only had 1 free transfer as well, which means I am going to take a -4 this week, which you'd think would be ludicrous, but for the sake of the team, I think it is worth it. So Solanke is also out. What do I have here? I have 10.1, so I'll get anyone who isn't Erling Haaland. We'll look at Ollie Watkins, who hasn't been in the greatest of form. Palace, Chelsea could definitely score there. 3 easy ones. Fixtures aren't bad. And at some stage, he's going to score. But I just think at that 9 mil, there's better options, in my opinion. Now we have Isaac, who the last couple of weeks has scored, finally. Newcastle fixtures are pretty good, apart from that Liverpool game, which is the best defense in the league at the moment, from the best team in the league at the moment. He has plenty of opportunities to score there, so he's definitely one. Kai Havertz, as I said, the Arsenal fixtures are changing. He's hit or miss though. One good week, one bad week, one good week. He's had 2 there, 2 he's made up for, and then 2, 2, 1, 1. Not the form you want from a guy at 8 mil. Nicholas Jackson. There's been the surprise packet this year. Look at the Chelsea fixtures. Apart from that Spurs game, which again, Spurs, they just concede. It's a pretty good run for Chelsea, so he could definitely be someone to look at. And as you know, I am a Chelsea man, and Jackson has looked pretty good, but unfortunately, I think it's just the Cole Palmer show. I'm not going to touch any of the Liverpool attackers just because I already have Salah there. I don't want to double up at this stage. And we're looking. Wissa played well on the weekend. Brentford fixtures don't look great though. Welbeck from Brighton. Brighton have a good run of fixtures. And he's been playing very consistent minutes as well. Assisting and scoring. So he's been pretty good. I am looking at a different Brighton man though. So that's probably going to give away who it is. Also, there is Wood there. But like every other week, I'm going to skip Wood and I'm going for João Pedro. Pedro's just come back from injury. As you can see, he's missed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks. He's just come back. He went goal and assist against City. And as you saw with Welbeck, bang, that fixture there. He is on penalties when he's on the field. So I'm basically getting in a penalty taker. And I think in these fixtures, you can definitely get those. But also from open play, he can definitely get them as well. So basically, that's what I'm looking to do. I'm banking on Trent being fit. I just want to quickly just remember João Pedro and Araya, because what I'm going to do is go to pick team and basically look. So Solanke for Pedro, who are playing Bournemouth, that's fine there. And Edison will move to Raya, who's playing Forest. So I'm happy there. So looking at the team, I'll have Pedro against City, Rolf against Wolves, and Kunja against Fulham, which is great. And Mboma against Everton, Salah against Southampton, Palmer against Leicester, Smith Rowe against Wolves. I like all of those. Raya will be against Forest. I'm happy with. Adenor against Fulham. I'm happy with. And this is where it gets a little bit dicey. So Trent against Southampton is a great fixture if he's fit. And I'm hoping he's fit, because if not, I probably will struggle a little bit. And we have Porro here against City. So he's probably the only one that I'd look to move on. And that means I have to choose against Lewis and Aina, which not great. So yeah, bit of a problem there. But I will have Rogers there. So I will just save that for now. Yeah, I know, fantasy challenge. I don't do that. So that's the only, I guess, problem for my team for Game Week 12 is those last 2 spots on field in defense, but everything else should be pretty good. So let's quickly go to the Break Evens League and see who is on top after that week. So we'll go through the top 5. In first place, and still in first place, is Keith with Drayton Rovers with 738 points. Sinjith with Yo Mama on 735 right behind. James in Gold Diggers United, 730. The Skodfathers moved up 1. So that is Abdul, for those who do not know him, on 729. And the rounding out top 5 is Andrew with the Rise of Ocelot with 725. So well done to those guys. And you have to scroll down a whole lot to see me at number 68. But we're coming back. Don't worry, we are coming back. But that's basically going to do it for today. I'm not going to go on the Fantasy Football Hub. I'll do that in the next episode, just before Game Week 12, when I figure out my transfers. And then, yeah, see who's injured, who is not. All right, so thank you all for watching and listening. Don't forget you can hit me up on the socials at BreakEvensPod on Twitter/X, the BreakEvens Facebook page, or here on Twitter, the BreakEvens. Like, follow, subscribe, all those channels. I promise BBL League code will be out on Twitter. So again, at BreakEvensPod, if you play BBL, look out for that, and I will update my BBL team, and then I'll do a final one, which will be the final team closer to. So look out for that. But thank you all again for watching and listening. And until next time, it's bye for now.